Miles inland, Claire heard the same guns, but had no idea whose line was breaking.
The ramp dropped, and the invasion plan vanished. 8 seconds later, every man was fighting a different battle. Their maps showed sectors, exits, and objectives. The beach gave them water, smoke, steel, and almost no cover. The greatest surprise was not the gunfire. It was where the survivors eventually found a way forward. 30 minutes before H hour, the first battle was already happening inside the landing craft. Men stood shoulder to shoulder, carrying weapons, radios, medical packs, explosives, and everything needed after landing. Many were seasick. Others were already exhausted, long before German fire could reach them. From inside the boat, there was no complete battlefield, only helmets, steel walls, and a strip of gray sky. Every wave lifted the craft, then dropped it hard enough to throw men against one another. Naval guns thundered overhead, creating a dangerous hope that the defenses ahead had already been destroyed. But smoke, current, and rough water were already pushing several boats away from their planned landing points. The assault depended on air and naval fire, damaging the positions overlooking the beach. Some positions were hit. Others remained protected, hidden, or still able to fire when the boats arrived. The men inside the landing craft could not know which guns were gone and which were waiting. That uncertainty was about to end in the most violent way possible. The engine changed pitch. Men understood they were close, even before anyone could see the sand.
Keep your heads down. Check your gear. Stay tight. Watch the minefield. Understood, sir. Medic ready.
Ahead, obstacles broke the waterline. Behind them, smoke concealed the slopes and firing positions. The boat could stop in deep water, strike an obstacle, or reach a section already swept by fire. For the soldiers, the invasion had now shrunk to the man ahead and the weight on their backs. No one inside could see the exits, the wider beach, or the units drifting beside them. Then the craft slowed. The sound of bullets striking metal became separate from the sound of rain and spray. Inland, a fresh blast shook dust onto Claire's white dress. On the coast, the ramp mechanism released. The ramp fell, turning a protected steel box into an open doorway facing the beach. The first men moved forward because stopping blocked everyone trapped behind them. Some went through the front. Others tried the sides when the doorway became too exposed or crowded. In seconds, squads separated. The men who had trained together could no longer see one another. Freeze the image here. Reaching the beach first required surviving the water in front of it. Heavy equipment pulled men downward, while uneven ground changed waist-deep water into sudden, deeper channels. A rifle held overhead could stay dry, but it left only one arm for balance against the surf. Retention point 1. The first objective was not a bunker. It was the narrow strip of cover beyond the open sand. Between the water and that cover stood obstacles, mines, damaged craft, and fire arriving from different angles. A path that looked open for 1 second could become impossible before the next man followed. Engineers had planned lanes through the obstacles, but teams and equipment were landing scattered or incomplete. The beach was not one battle. It was dozens of small survival problems happening at once. Men who reached the sand did not charge the heights. Most searched for the nearest scrap of protection. A steel obstacle could stop bullets from one direction while leaving its other side completely exposed. Cover is directional. The wounded, medics, riflemen, and engineers were now mixed together without the order shown on the assault map. Every few meters gained reduced one danger, but opened another view from the bluffs.
Keep your heads down. Incoming. Fall back. Get to cover. U, B. Take point to the rise. Roger that, Sergeant. C, D. Cover fire on my signal. Keep low.
The original question, take the assigned exit, became a smaller one. Stay here or move 5 more meters?
Stay.
No, move, now.
At minute 8, Claire heard vehicles rush past her village, but the cellar walls hid their direction and identity.
The breach is not yet secured. Keep moving. Understood, let's go.
This matters because Omaha was not decided by one clean breakthrough in the opening minutes. It would turn on scattered groups, rebuilding enough control to find routes the original plan had not emphasized. But before that could happen, the beach itself had to stop functioning as a trap. The planned exits were natural draws cutting through the bluffs, and German defenses were built to cover them. Vehicles, engineers, and infantry approaching those routes faced concentrated fire and blocked ground.
When a route designed for hundreds of men failed, the survivors could not simply choose another clear road.
The assault schedule kept bringing more men and equipment into a beach already losing its organization. The plan expected tanks, engineers, naval fire, and infantry to support one another at specific places and times. But tanks were lost, delayed, or scattered, and engineer teams did not always land beside the lanes they were assigned.
Offshore guns and surviving vehicles answered some positions, but the effect varied across the long beach.
The Americans were pinned, but the German fire system was not limitless. Ammunition, visibility, and communication could all fail. Retention point 2. The strongest routes were the obvious exits. The less obvious ground was steep, but less completely covered.
Small groups began studying folds in the ground, smoke, drainage cuts, and blind areas below the bluffs.
Keep your eyes on those bluffs, don't rush! We gotta move, get over this wire now! Watch out for mines in the surf!
This was the first sign of the method that would eventually break the beach open.
On the beach, men searched for blind ground. Inland, civilians measured the battle only through sound and vibration. Claire climbed 2 steps from the cellar, saw smoke beyond the roofs, and stopped when the firing intensified.
She could not see Omaha. She could only hear that the guns no longer came from one distant direction.
The shrinking distance became her clock, just as the rising bluff became the soldiers' next problem. The front is moving.
Keep it clear! Ammo check, now! Signals a go, move out! Watch the bluff!
A surviving officer, sergeant, or private with a clear view could become the center of a temporary group. They cut wire, used smoke, and moved through gaps too small to appear important on the invasion map. Each movement forced defenders to watch another angle, weakening the clean geometry of the original firing plan. By minute 25, no single assault had won Omaha. The survivors were creating several small chances instead.
Some attempts failed. Others reached ground where the beach defenses could not engage them as easily.
The decisive penetrations would develop beyond this 30-minute window, but their basic pattern was already visible. The breakthroughs came later.
Move in small groups. Use dead ground. Attack isolated positions from unexpected directions. Avoid the strongest exits.
So what happened in Omaha's first 30 minutes? The landing plan broke apart almost immediately. Men fought first to survive the water, then to cross the sand, then to reach the shingle. Behind that cover, mixed survivors began rebuilding small groups and searching beyond the defended draws. Omaha was not opened by one perfect charge. It began opening when scattered men kept solving the next few meters.
Inland, Claire heard rifle fire closer than before. She still did not know which soldiers were approaching.
The viewers know what she could not. The line of battle was beginning to move away from the water.
From the landing craft, Omaha looked like a wall of fire. From above, it looked like an invasion still trapped.
To see that same morning from the bunkers above them, watch D-Day through German eyes.